Obviously, you haven't heard the pub bark. Welcome to Mornings on Main Street, Clarksville edition. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. Thanks for stopping by. This morning, we have a fun conversation with a former writer and contributor to the Leaf Chronicle. Author and writer journalist Tim Ghianni shares his story about working at the Leaf Chronicle back in the day and then making his way to Nashville. And also where you can find his book, Pilgrims, Pickers, and Honky Tonk Heroes, My Personal Time with Music City Friends and Legends in Rock and Roll, R&B, and a whole lot of country. After that, we were in Clarksville talking about the fun of learning new dances. I'm taking you to the Clarksville Dance Club. This is a story that we shared with you a few months ago, but we would love to show this to you again and to show you what's out there and how much fun you can have by learning something new. But first, reporter Cheri Reeves has the wrap in this week's edition of Main Street Clarksville.
This is the wrap for the Thursday, May 25th edition of Main Street Clarksville. As CMCSS wraps up its school year, they've been retesting third grade students this week, as TCAP data showed hundreds could be headed to summer school due to scores in literacy. Many would have been slated to repeat the third grade instead of being promoted to the fourth grade. Details are in this week's edition, but go to MainStreetClarksville.com to get the very latest information from the school district. Also, as graduations continue throughout this week, we share with you photos of the valedictorians and salutatorians of both private schools and public schools in Clarksville and Montgomery County. Congratulations to the class of 2023, as it reflects over the past 13 years and all of the work that has gone into accomplishing their goals academically. May God bless you in your future. The 2023 Kiwanis Rodeo of Clarksville was well attended this year. It was the rodeo's 34th program, a tradition that brings the excitement of a big-time rodeo experience to our Montgomery County 4-H arena every year, all for the benefit of children. And kicking off the Week of the Eagles at Fort Campbell, we show you the nearly 8,000 boots representing fallen service members since 9/11 that are on display on post. The boots that share the identifications of the soldiers are located on the lawn in front of the 101st Airborne Division's headquarters.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
This final boot is to memorialize all the fallen screaming eagles of the 101st Airborne Infantry Assault at Fort Campbell.
And that's the wrap. I'm Cheri Reeves, Main Street, Clarksville.
Here at the Journey Louis team with Benchmark Realty, we pride ourselves on the service that we provide our clients.
We believe in delivering a level of service that is above and beyond what is expected.
We don't cut corners, and we are always available. We are committed to learning and continuously sharpening our skills.
We're social media experts, we're tech savvy, and we embrace change.
It is our unending desire to be our client's realtor for life. We are the Journey Louis team, leading you home.
As a busy mom juggling family, errands, and everything life throws at me, I try my best to be environmentally conscious. So of course, I buy flushable wipes thinking I'm doing the right thing. But it turns out flushable wipes aren't actually flushable. I found out the hard way when flushable wipes caused a clog and flooded my house with sewage. It ended up costing me thousands of dollars in damage and a big headache with the insurance company. It's safe to say our family will never flush a flushable wipe again, and instead put them where they belong, in the trash.
Tired of hanging lights every year? We get it. That's why Southern Nights is here to help. We install programmable lighting on your home or business so you can enjoy beautiful, customizable lighting all year round. No more ladders, tangled lights, or cold nights outside. We do the work, you do the celebrating. Call Southern Nights today and take the hassle out of holiday lighting forever. For a free quote, give us a call at 931-241-3074 or visit our Facebook page at Southern Nights.
Welcome back. We have a rather special interview today. We are talking with journalist, storyteller, teacher. He is just a phenomenal individual with a book that just recently came out, Pilgrims, Pickers, and Honky Tonk Heroes. We are talking with Tim Ghianni today, and it is such an honor to talk with you. Tim, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, Stephanie, thank you. It's my pleasure.
You know, let's talk. This is incredible because you have had a kind of a longtime love with Nashville and country music artists. But before we jump into that, I want to hear more about you and your background in journalism and how that got started, where that love came from.
Well, actually, my love of journalism began when I was very small. My mother had been a newspaper woman in Chicago during World War II. And so she instilled the love of the word in me when I was very young. And in fact, I can't think of a time where I either didn't want to be an author or a newspaper man. And my whole life, I planned on since being a newspaper man was the way to newspaper person now, but newspaper man was the way that you could really make your living as a writer. That's what I focused on. So that began when I was very young, and I worked in of course, the school newspapers when I was growing up in the Chicago area. So I went to Iowa State University to study journalism. I traveled around the country for a while after I graduated in '73, just doing odd jobs and just traveling, seeing things before I got tied into work. After I got done traveling, I wanted to live someplace near, at least if not in Nashville, then near Nashville. My parents were here, and I liked the city so much. I worked, my first job as a newspaper writer was as a sports writer in Clarksville, Tennessee. And I worked there. I was a sports writer, sports editor, assistant city editor. I kept on getting promoted where for the last 8 or so years I was there 14 years. I was the associate editor in charge of the daily product of the news production of the newspaper, staying till it came off the press at 2 a.m. or so. But also I wrote a column, it was just a slice of life column. Everybody has a story to tell, so we're all the same. Mostly we're the same. We're more the same than different, and we have all the same hopes, fears, goals, ambitions. And I wanted to show that by just talking to regular people. My whole career was devoted to doing that. I did a similar column when I left Clarksville in '88. I went to the Nashville Banner. And I was at the Nashville Banner. Of course, it's long gone now, but I was there its last 10 years. There I was in a variety of roles. Mostly I was a state editor in charge of government coverage and coverage of news, breaking news outside of Nashville. And then I was entertainment editor there. And then when the Banner folded in '98, the Tennessean purchased, or Gannett, the corporation purchased the Banner, and they folded the Banner. And I did get hired there at the Banner, or at the Tennessean rather, as a night copy editor, as a job. And I ended up, it wasn't very long before I was promoted to entertainment editor at the Tennessean. For most of my career at the Tennessean, I was the entertainment editor. So that's a quick version of it. I was tried not to ramble too long.
No, I love hearing it. And I have to say, we may have a small connection here. I live in Clarksville, Tennessee. And so this particular studio, that is where we are located, Clarksville. And I'm assuming you worked for the Leaf Chronicle?
Yes, I worked for the Leaf Chronicle. It was the oldest paper in Tennessee. It was a very proud, very, very good paper. It was a very large newspaper, a lot of sections, as big as any Sunday newspaper that you'd find in the country in terms of the different sections. And we won a lot of awards, not just because of me, but won a lot of awards as basically the best newspaper in the southeastern U.S. for some years, which is going up against all the big cities as well. So we were very good. I was very proud of my time there. Love Clarksville. I don't get up there very often, but it's a nice city. You chose a good place to live. I always liked it there. It wasn't that I wore out of Clarksville, just that I needed to move on and move up in my career.
Here at the Journey Louis team with Benchmark Realty, we pride ourselves on the service that we provide our clients.
We believe in delivering a level of service that is above and beyond what is expected.
We don't cut corners and we are always available. We are committed to learning and continuously sharpening our skills.
We're social media experts, we're tech savvy, and we embrace change.
It is our unending desire to be our client's realtor for life. We are the Journey Louis team, leading you home.
As a busy mom juggling family, errands, and everything life throws at me, I try my best to be environmentally conscious. So of course, I buy flushable wipes thinking I'm doing the right thing. But it turns out flushable wipes aren't actually flushable. I found out the hard way. When flushable wipes caused a clog and flooded my house with sewage, it ended up costing me thousands of dollars in damage and a big headache with the insurance company. It's safe to say our family will never flush a flushable wipe again, and instead put them where they belong, in the trash.
Tired of hanging lights every year? We get it. That's why Southern Nights is here to help. We install programmable lighting on your home or business so you can enjoy beautiful, customizable lighting all year round. No more ladders, tangled lights, or cold nights outside. We do the work, you do the celebrating. Call Southern Nights today and take the hassle out of holiday lighting forever. For a free quote, give us a call at 931-241-3074 or visit our Facebook page at Southern Nights.
Is there anything else that you would like to share that I may not have asked you that, you think would be something that people could walk away with from this interview to know about Music City as a whole and the people that used to walk the streets there?
Well, Stephanie, thank you. I think, of course, it's in the book, but basically, Nashville still, to tell you the story, to elaborate a little bit, Nashville's still a really great place. It's a really great city, but it has changed dramatically. And part of the story, an underlying theme of this book, is not only the disappearance of these great older artists in the most cases, but also the change in the city. And I wanted to illustrate that. I did prefer the city where you could see the state capitol from just about any place. I liked it. I liked Music Row before it became what I refer to now as as sort of a honky tonk Disney World. It's a wonderful place for tourists and visiting business people to go, and I recommend people go down there. But it's not what it was. Just like the music, and I have friends, current musicians. I do try to follow some of them, but the music is not the same as these people who created. This book is about the folks who actually created Music City. Now I didn't know Hank Williams, so he's not in there except by reference, but I did know Earl Scruggs and Mac Wiseman, who played with flat top guitar player with Flatt and Scruggs and helped form the Country Music Association. I mean, all these people, Cash, I knew. Chris Christopherson remains a great friend, and he was the guy who changed the vocabulary of country music. There'd never been anything but him, and anything like him before he came. Bobby Bare, who was my first acquaintance in Nashville, and there's a long story about that early in the book, about how I met Bare in the summer of 1972. But he remains somebody I call at least once a week. The same formula as I used to call all 30 people now. There aren't so many, but I still call these people to make sure that I call Bear just because he's a great friend. He and I consider ourselves the best of friends, And Chris also, I mostly communicate with his wife, Lisa, but we're still very close. So I don't know if that answered your question, though.
It does. I love that. And I just thank you that you shared all of this. And I hope people will go out and find your book, Tim Ghianni, The Pilgrims, Pickers, and Honky Tonk Heroes, now out in bookstores. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes, it's in bookstores in Nashville. And it was when I was up speaking in Clarksville. It was in the Books A Million up there. It was probably other stores. It's in some bookstores around the country. And I'm hoping it gets into more places, but it's also available on you can look online in any online retailer, not just Amazon, but if you don't do Amazon, there are several others. In Nashville, all at Parnassus and Country Music Hall of Fame has it, their museum store. Grimey's, the great used record store in East Nashville, they've got it, and a lot of, and Barnes and Noble and all those folks do have it, and I hope that the people check out their local bookstores to see if they have it, and if they don't have it, tell them to order it and keep some in stock. But otherwise, it's available online.
Tim Ghianni, thank you so much. An honor and a privilege just to talk with you today. I appreciate you and appreciate you capturing all of the stories that you did. Tim Ghianni, again, author, storyteller. You can find his book in bookstores, Pilgrims, Pickers, and Honky Tonk Heroes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Stephanie, very, very much. Have a great day.
You too. Stick right here with us on Mornings on Main Street. We have so much more coming up right after this.
Here at the Journey Louis team with Benchmark Realty, we pride ourselves on the service that we provide our clients.
We believe in delivering a level of service that is above and beyond what is expected.
We don't cut corners, and we are always available. We are committed to learning and continuously sharpening our skills.
We're social media experts, we're tech savvy, and we embrace change.
It is our unending desire to be our client's realtor for life. We are the Journey Louis team, leading you home.
As a busy mom juggling family, errands, and everything life throws at me, I try my best to be environmentally conscious. So of course, I buy flushable wipes thinking I'm doing the right thing. But it turns out flushable wipes aren't actually flushable. I found out the hard way. When flushable wipes caused a clog and flooded my house with sewage, it ended up costing me thousands of dollars in damage and a big headache with the insurance company. It's safe to say our family will never flush a flushable wipe again, and instead put them where they belong, in the trash.
Tired of hanging lights every year? We get it. That's why Southern Nights is here to help. We install programmable lighting on your home or business so you can enjoy beautiful, customizable lighting all year round. No more ladders, tangled lights, or cold nights outside. We do the work, you do the celebrating. Call Southern Nights today and take the hassle out of holiday lighting forever. For a free quote, give us a call at 931-241-3074 or visit our Facebook page at Southern Nights.
I feel like we have a treat for you today. I am with Patricia Lefler. She is the dance coach for the Clarksville Dance Club.
Yes.
First off, Patricia, thank you for being with me.
Well, thank you for asking me.
You're very welcome. First question, what is the Clarksville Dance Club?
Clarksville Dance Club started 17 years ago. It is, they do ballroom, Latin, swing, country, and there were just a couple of folks, in fact about 8 to 10, who really wanted to bring it into Clarksville. So they started the club 17 years ago.
And that's a big celebration, 17 years. And I bet you guys out there did not know you had a Clarksville Dance Club doing some phenomenal dances like this. And I have to say, it's a great way to stay in shape and stay healthy.
Yes, and mentally too, mentally.
100%. So as we're talking, you're going to see some of the dancers or those who participate in Clarksville Dance Club. You'll see some of the dances, some of the moves. That'll be coming up as Patricia and I are talking. First off, let's go ahead and start off with how you got involved with the Clarksville Dance Club, because you were saying you've been with them for 15 years.
Yes, and actually they were an answer to a prayer. When my mom got sick, I moved to Clarksville, and a couple of friends invited me to go dancing at the Beach Haven Winery. And I told them no. My mom overheard and said, "You need to get out. You need to have some fun." And so that night, dancing bare feet, Holly Ferris came up to me and said, "Are you a dance teacher?" And I said, "Yes." So right there, an answer to a prayer. And so that was 15 years ago, which has brought thousands of students through this. And, you know, teaching here is my therapy. You know, these kids, they have such a warm place in my heart. I say kids.
I get
They're
what you mean.
67. And once you're my student, you're my kid.
What are you hearing from them as they come through? You said you've had thousands. What
Yes.
are you hearing? What have you heard through the 15 years that you've worked with them?
A lot of it is getting exercise. This is my playground. This is more fun than crossword puzzles, which Dr. Oz did do a study on Alzheimer's and dementia. And second place is crossword puzzles. You're 35% less likely to get dementia if you do crossword puzzles.
I've heard that.
But the impromptu lead and follow, the partner dancing, you're 70% less likely to get dementia. So we came in number one. Not only number one, we spanked the competition, you know. So I kind of had that epiphany like 20 years ago. I'm like, my seniors don't act like the rest of them. And Dr. Oz, you know, confirmed it for me. So yeah, they can keep on a conversation and they're on top of it.
What do you get out of seeing individuals or couples learn the moves, learn the dances? What do you get from that?
Oh my gosh, the aha moment when they get it. And the leaders, the guys are usually the leaders, you know, it's like that confidence that builds in them. However, my favorite thing in the world is hearing stories of how they took that out to the world and the joy that they got out of life.
You know, a lot of people are going to be like, well, I can't do it. I'm not coordinated enough, or I'm not going to get the steps. What do you want to say to them, those that are watching this, to maybe encourage them to come and try a dance?
Oh goodness, well, we like to say at our studio that we're the cure for the two left feet. And it's all about taking the lessons. Guess why I can't play piano? You know, I haven't taken the lesson, you know? So it's kind of like math class. When you come the first time, you learn 2 + 2, and then gradually, you know, then you can go on to trigonometry.
Right.
However, you know, practice makes permanent. There is no perfect. You know, I still mess up.
I like that. And thank you for sharing that. So one more time, where can they go to get information about the Clarksville Dance Club?
Yes. ClarksvilleDanceClubTN.com. We're also on Facebook, so like us on the page. And I think that's it. And then there's phone numbers on there too if you need to reach out and have any questions.
That sounds great. And what dances are you teaching tonight on this particular Thursday?
Yes, beginner's bachata, which is, if you love Latin music, tons of fun. And then I'm doing a West Coast Swing 2, and then I'm doing a 2-step 3. So,
Very nice.
3 different group classes.
Well, I can't wait to kind of see some of this. And again, Patricia teaches here at the Pinnacle in Clarksville. What time do you ask people to show up?
Come about 10 minutes before class. So tonight's beginner's class is at 6:30. So that way you can meet everybody and, you know, kind of get settled in, calm the nerves, because, you know, everybody has their first time,
That
you
is
know.
true. That is
so
true.
I
Awesome.
promise you will survive it. The guys might have brains oozing out the ears towards the end because it takes a lot of mental energy.
I can imagine.
Yes.
Well, Patricia, thank you for sharing this information with us. Again, hope you've enjoyed seeing some of the dances as Patricia was telling us about it. It's another great morning to talk about food in our Let's Eat segment with Catherine Mayhew, our food writer and food columnist. And today we were talking about a spot where you really don't have to make a decision when you go in. That decision is already made for you when it comes to the food. And the name of the place is Spread, Market, and Larder. Catherine, thank you so much, and can't wait to hear all about this location.
Well, this is a cute little place in Germantown. It's in a converted house, and the decisions you don't have to make is about what sandwich to have.
Love it.
So they have sandwich options every day, but they only have one with meat or some kind of protein and one vegan. So, like one of the days I went, it was a apple, bacon, and herbed cheese sandwich on their beautifully made homemade baguettes. I should go back and say Spread is known first and foremost for their bread. They bake their bread every day. It is a superior, lovely sourdough base. And then it has different flavorings. You can get a squash and cinnamon one for a breakfast bread. They have all the different options for flavors. And then they do a sandwich once a day, or not once a day. They do a sandwich a day. And whatever you get, they've got one with roast beef and jardiniere. They've got another one with turkey and brie. And it's the kind of thing where they make so many in the morning, and when they're gone. And they don't make any more. So if I were going, I would go around 11 o'clock to make sure you get the sandwich, because it is darn worthwhile eating.
Oh, it sounds good. And as I told you, I love being able to, or knowing that I'm going in, they have the sandwich made. You either want this one or that one, and that's it. I don't have to think about it. I'm like, okay, I want meat today, or I don't want meat. I think that's great.
Well, now what you do have to think about, though, is what you're going to get besides the sandwich, because they have lots of really good stuff there.
Do tell.
So they have all kinds of charcuterie, which people think charcuterie involves cheese and nuts and grapes. No, it's just meat. That charcuterie literally means meat. So they have different kinds of cured salamis, prosciutto, and then you can buy a variety of really well-made artisan cheeses. They have different kinds of mustards and jams, nuts. If you were putting together a picnic, say you were getting ready to go to a concert, in the open, and you wanted to put together a picnic, Spread would be an excellent place to go to pick up really premium, unusual things. They make their own cultured butter, which is delicious. Yeah. And they do mini baguettes, which is what they use for their sandwiches. So you can buy a mini baguette just without anything and pick some salami and pick some wonderful kind of cheese and pick a terrific mustard and put it together yourself for like the most extravagant picnic basket ever. And you can buy wine there too. So it's a one-stop shop for really, really exceptional, high quality food.
How long has this been around? I'm telling you, this shop is for me. If this was the last shop left on earth, I'd be happy.
You know what? They have not been around very long. I think less than a year. And I believe it's a husband and wife who run it. And it's kind of place you walk in and you immediately feel welcomed, and you're encouraged to just browse and look around and see everything they've got. And the morning that I got the sandwich, the guy in the kitchen was actually, I could see him making them. And so I said, that's fine. Take your time. I'm going to just look around and see other things. When he came out with the sandwich, he apologized profusely for not having it ready. It's like, that's okay. You just made about $30 more off of me because I had to look around, and I left with baguettes and cheese and charcuterie and cultured butter.
I was just going to ask you that because I've been into a couple shops with you when we had lunch the one time. And so I can see you actually picking all this stuff up as you were waiting.
Oh, I never mind waiting in any place that sells food of any kind. I will find something and it will come home with me because I'm incurable.
Well, now they're at Spread Market and Larder. Do they get their meats locally, their cheeses locally? Do you know how that works for them?
Some of it is local, but a lot of it's not. Honestly, charcuterie, there's not a lot of people around here who do it.
Gotcha.
So it's easier to be imported. And same with cheese. There's not a lot of people making cheese here in Nashville. There's some, but not on a level that you could sell it commercially.
Gotcha. Okay. And then where is this located once again?
It's in Germantown.
Germantown. Okay.
And it's you're going to ask for the street. I think it's 4th, but look it up. 5th and Taylor. 5th and Taylor. Yeah.
Awesome. I cannot wait to go and enjoy one of their sandwiches. And they're just open, in the morning and lunchtime period?
You Google them, look up the hours. It is a morning/afternoon place, and they have limited days. And I couldn't tell. I think it might be Wednesday through Sunday.
Gotcha.
Look at it. Follow them on Instagram. Worth it just to see the pretty pictures.
Oh, I cannot wait. Catherine Mayhew, always enjoy our Let's Eat segments. You have all the best spots and you beat us to them all the time.
That's my job.
Yes. And thank goodness for that. Well, until the next time, Catherine, we'll see you soon.
All right. Take care.
Stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. There is more coming up after this commercial break.